Amazon's healthcare revolution. There's a lot to this, and it looks like it's really big. Uh, People are starting to become more aware of it, and it's growing like crazy. So Amazon, I've done a lot of podcasts on Amazon and its relationship to effective computing and how that's going to be related to health. So that's one aspect of it. But I want to talk a little bit more broadly today in terms of some of the things that Amazon is doing and the potential impacts of it. So Amazon has a major initiative, as most people know, with J.P. Morgan and Berkshire Hathaway. Anytime you put Berkshire Hathaway, J.P. Morgan, and Amazon together, you know that something big is probably being worked on. And all three of them have said that the healthcare industry is just ripe for innovation, because healthcare is not only spiraling out of control in terms of costs, but it has really resisted the efficiencies of technology that most industries and domains have already fallen under. So Amazon has announced a new network for their employees. I'm not sure if it's all their employees or some of their employees, where they're going to be doing like telehealth care, virtual health care, where you can see a doctor like on your smartphone and get answers that way. And then if necessary, they will send somebody to your house. So there's more to it than this, but I want to focus on that part first, because what Amazon is starting to do is they are starting to take the physical world and digitize it. They've already did that, obviously, with e-commerce, and they're doing it in a lot of other areas. Grocery is one, where it's becoming, food delivery, and it's becoming much more technologized. But healthcare is also, because what Amazon is going to do, or appears to be doing, is taking a lot of the costs out of healthcare potentially by restricting the physical aspects of healthcare. So obviously, health is always going to have a strong physical element, but if your healthcare involves a lot of technology, like if your healthcare involves, not only the records, but the the visits by technology, like through your smartphone, and also diagnosis, potentially through artificial intelligence, including Alexa and other things in the future, then the amount of physical traveling around and going to this specialist and that specialist and taking this test and that test, in a fractured healthcare system, is going to be greatly reduced, because you're going to have specialized AI healthcare that is focused. It could do like a whole person review, instead of just going to one doctor. See, what it is that humans can only have a certain amount of knowledge. That's why you have to have specialization. But AI could be like a composite. Like right now, AI is very narrow. We don't have generalized AI that knows, everything or many domains. But you could piece together, in healthcare, a more general AI if you do like narrow, but tie them together. And a lot of work is going on in this. So what Amazon is going to do is they're going to take healthcare, technologize it, just like e-commerce was technologized. Before, you had to walk into physical stores, and now you don't through e-commerce. You still get the physical products, obviously, but now you're not going to have to go to the doctors. The doctor is going to come to you in the form of artificial intelligence. So that's going to take incredible cost savings out of it. Now, when Amazon has to come to you, they're going to already have shrunk the cost base, because they're only going to come to you when it's like medically necessary or when it's cost effective. So the things that could be handled outside of the personal visits are going to be done that way. It's going to be the same thing with prescriptions. Prescriptions are going to be largely, technologized, where Amazon has already bought PillPack, and your prescriptions will just be, given to you by the artificial intelligence and filled for you by Amazon, and it'll be like, much more streamlined as well. Okay, so that's just one aspect. Now, in order to take on healthcare, Amazon has to distribute faster than the healthcare companies that exist today can innovate. So what do I mean by that? So Amazon is extremely innovative, but they don't have the distribution. So if Amazon could get the distribution faster than the existing companies, which are not very innovative, can innovate, then Amazon could win. And if they win, then it could be potentially, bigger than even their e-commerce, because the amount of money in healthcare is huge. So it's a matter of how fast they can distribute. Now, Amazon has an incredible distribution because, for example, they have Amazon.com and they have Prime, and they have a whole network of transportation delivery systems. So distribution for Amazon is on a national and even international scale is very easy, because if they made your health benefits part of Prime, imagine what kind of distribution that would have. I think Prime has maybe close to 100 million members. I'm not sure the exact number, but they could scale, if they had the delivery system, they could scale that through Prime, very, very, very quickly, like they've started to do with movies now. Okay. Now, another aspect that I want to talk about is, in addition to the decentralization through telepresence, and that's going to also involve retail locations. Like Amazon has all the distribution centers, and they have now increasingly retail centers like Whole Foods. So you're not going to have to necessarily travel very far, even if you do have to travel. If you can't do telepresence and they can't come to you, they're going to have neighborhood things that are very convenient to get to as well. And a couple other things about effective computing and how that can relate to healthcare. So Alexa is very good at analyzing your speech, and increasingly in the future also your facial recognition. So it can tell by your face, it can tell by your face, like your emotions, and that could be a guide to your health. Your voice could be a guide to your health. Amazon, with their smart home, is probably going to be an expert in sensors, and eventually the sensors could be a big guide to your health. I don't know if Amazon will ever get into nanotechnology, because there's a big push in the future that sensors will become part of nanotechnology, actually go into your body and help clean up your body and help your body, give you drugs internally. So Amazon, through their convergence of their smart home technology, their Alexa, their facial recognition, all these converging technologies all can be related to health, and create like a very comprehensive health delivery system.